Buenos días, amigas y amigos. Bienvenidos a un nuevo capítulo de Bits Energéticos, el podcast de ExpoSolar. Soy Claudia Moreno y estamos listos para conectar los puntos del futuro energético. Aprovecho para invitarlos al 9º Congreso Internacional de Energías Renovables, en el marco de la Feria de ExpoSolar. Este año se llevará a cabo los días 16 y 17 de octubre en Corferias, Bogotá. Recuerden que ya pueden ingresar a la página web feriaexposolar.com para realizar su inscripción. Perfecto, y sin más preámbulos, demos inicio a nuestro podcast Bits Energéticos.
Alemania ha recorrido un camino extraordinario en el almacenamiento energético. Lo que comenzó como pequeñas baterías experimentales en hogares pioneros, hoy se ha convertido en una industria madura y regulada. Actualmente, más del 80% de los nuevos sistemas fotovoltaicos residenciales que se instalan en Alemania incluyen almacenamiento de energía, una transformación impulsada por un marco regulatorio que ha evolucionado desde normativas básicas hasta estándares técnicos sofisticados. Detrás de este éxito, hay décadas de trabajo en certificaciones, peritajes técnicos y desarrollo de políticas que han convertido a Alemania en referencia mundial para la implementación segura y eficiente de sistemas de almacenamiento energético.
Bueno, y para esta cápsula tenemos a Karg. Gordon pertenece a la Sociedad Alemana de Energía Solar, la DGS Brandenburgo-Berlín. Esta es una organización pionera en energías renovables de Alemania. Ha contribuido con estándares técnicos, además realiza peritajes de sistemas fotovoltaicos, de sistemas de almacenamiento de energía y, por si fuera poco, también lleva educación de estos temas a los diferentes rincones del mundo por medio de sus programas virtuales. Demos la bienvenida a Gordon. Hi, Gordon. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Claudia, thank you very much for the invitation.
Okay.
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Gordon, Germany has been a leader in renewable energy regulation. From your experience doing technical assessments, how has Germany's regulatory framework for battery storage systems has changed over the last 10 years? Of what's different in terms of technical and certification requirements?
I would say in the beginning there was a bit of a gold rush with lithium storage systems, with lots of suppliers flooding the market without developing systems based on the right specifications, and especially without considering the different safety aspects. Among other things, because there were no explicit normative regulations for such new grid-connected storage systems, especially with lithium batteries available. The safety of a lot of systems was really questionable at this time. And then some experts have recognized this problem, especially for a sustainable development of the market. And then they set up a working group with experts from different associations to develop the so-called lithium-ion home storage safety guide. This was an immediate measure at this time. And this was really important because there was a lot of pressure to get things done, and it wouldn't have been possible to implement the usual VDE standardization documents as quickly as they were needed. And this is because the normal standardization process is very lengthy. And for example, objection periods must always be observed. But the safety guide later was also used to create a normal standardization document and an application rule, which is now used to certify the safety of storage systems. And this national standard was also a basis for the work on international IEC standards in safety. I think today nearly every new home and commercial storage system has a corresponding safety certification, and the system safety is much higher now than in the early days. Another point the industry worked on is in the last years is the system efficiency and documentation of relevant parameters. For ages, there weren't any specific rules about how data sheets should be written for storage systems. And it was very hard to compare the data sheets from different manufacturers because they used different test methods to determine the parameters, and not all manufacturers specified the same parameters. Additionally, many important parameters were not included in the data sheets at all. And due to that, it was not easy to find the most efficient system, even though this is very important for the economic operation of a storage system. So then trade associations have come up with a plan to create the so-called efficiency guide for PV storage system, also an important document. And this sets out exact measurement requirements and parameters that have to be written in a data sheet. And this efficiency guide later was also a basis for an application rule, which will be published at the end of this year. And so by that there will be fixed rules for specific data sheet values. And I think then there will be more clarity or more clearness in this aspect. I think other important regulatory and aspects and are the requirements for the grid interconnection. But these are mainly the same as those for inverters for PV systems, which are available for a long time. But however, an additional installation standard specifically for storage system has been developed. And among other things, this is intended to ensure that all the safety devices such as MCBs or RCDs in an electric installation in a household continues to work properly when an energy storage system is switched to the off-grid operation.
Interesting evolution there, Gordon. Now I am curious, what are the key incentives pushing the storage system adoption there?
Yeah, so today in Germany, the feed-in tariffs for new PV systems, and I think in other countries it's the same, are very low. And we in Germany, we have a new regulation that says during hours with negative prices on the electricity exchange, no feed-in tariff will be paid at all in these times. And these times come more and more often. The hours with negative prices get more and more every year at the moment. On the other hand, energy from the grid is expensive here in Germany. So due to the massive decrease of the cost of energy storage systems, it is very attractive to use the storage systems to increase the self-consumption of solar energy and to decrease the demand from the grid. I think this is the main incentive for installing storage systems for private households. And for commercial and industrial applications. Besides this, peak shaving is very attractive. Additionally, this means you can reduce your peak load from the grid, and then you will pay less grid fees. And in many cases, there is a very short payback period by this business case. And when it comes to large-scale battery energy storage systems in the megawatt range, also due to the massive cost decrease of the systems, it has also become very profitable to trade electricity on the electricity exchange. So these systems buy energy when the price is low, especially at midday due to high power generation from PV systems. And they sell the stored energy in the evening and in the morning when the price is from the grid is very high due to high demand and low power generation from PV systems because there's not enough sun in the morning and in the evening. So there often is a big price spread between high and low price on the electricity exchange, and this makes this so-called arbitrage trading very attractive at the moment.
That's great insight, Gordo. Last question. Has this larger scale storage system become more common? What do you think will be the next challenge for the industry needs to address? I mean, beyond just installation and grid connection.
Yes, good question. I think ESG aspects, that is environmental, social, and governance aspects, I think are becoming increasingly important for all stakeholders in this business. The European Union, for example, has a new battery regulation that will be put into place over the next few years and will get increasingly demanding. For example, it defines how much recycled material must be used in new batteries at least. And but there are also requirements for minimum performance and service life of batteries. And furthermore, all batteries with a capacity of more than 2 kilowatt hours. So most of all stationary batteries have more than 2 kilowatt hours. Will need to have a digital battery passport, and this will include important information on recycling, as well as, for example, the battery's current state of health. So there's much more transparency. And I think this is also key for the effective recycling, as well as for reselling batteries and second life applications. And also, manufacturers will have to figure out and reduce social and environmental risks in their supply chain. And I think the main goal is to keep making batteries more eco-friendly and establish a circular economy with less import dependencies and on things like raw materials.
Excellent. Fascinating perspective, Gordon. Actually, you got me thinking we definitely need to dig deeper into the side of economic circular side of batteries in a future episode. Gordon, this has been fantastic interview. Thank you for taking time and share with us all these insights. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Claudia. It was a great pleasure. Thank you.
Bueno, y hasta aquí la cápsula de la semana. No olviden inscribirse al 9º Congreso Internacional de Energías Renovables en el marco de la Feria de ExpoSolar. Este año se llevará a cabo en Corferias, Bogotá, los días 16 y 17 de octubre. No olviden inscribirse en la página web feriaexposolar.com. Soy Claudia Moreno y nos veremos la próxima semana con nuevos temas, más invitados y por supuesto con más energía. Hasta pronto.